Hello, knitters, crocheters, friends, and people who love podcasts. This is Nitty Gritty London. I'm Rosamond, or Roz, coming to you from my little Islington world in North London. And I want to say I hope you're having a fantastic day. It's Monday lunchtime, and the news is full of cyber, viral, hacking, phishing, NHS, horrible things going on. And I thought, am I going to put the computer on and do a podcast? Or will I just be contributing to the problem? But then I thought, yes, I either do that or I put the computer on and do some work because I work from home. So let's do a knitting podcast. And I really wanted to say thank you, because I found out this morning my very first podcast, which was just a few weeks back, has over 500 views now. I'm beyond delighted about that. I know a lot of people have tons more views, the real professionals, and I love watching theirs. But hey ho, why can't we all join in and be a part of this knitting podcasting community? Because I haven't really got onto the whole putting it on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I got a lot to learn. So I only told my knitting group about this podcast. So I think probably about 12 people. And like I said, didn't go on social media. Otherwise, obviously, it's up on YouTube. So how we got to here, I'm so thrilled, grateful, and thank you so much for choosing to take a little bit of time and spend it with me. I can chat to you, and I know some of you have contacted me with comments, which I really appreciate, and yeah, really touched. So let's move along and talk about one piece of news. I've been told also to say what's coming rather than just rambling. So what's coming, FOs or FFOs, and what's coming up next, and final thought. So I'm going to do a bit of news first, is that I'm going to, for a short time, do another one, because the general election is coming up and I am volunteering. So I thought, I actually wanted to see what it would be like to volunteer. So I wanted to see what other people had to say about it, and I haven't really found very much. So as a volunteer canvasser, I wanted to show people, or talk about, describe what it was like, in case anyone else might be interested or thinking of doing it. Because although I think it's very important to be involved in the political debate, community, arguments, I think that's important. And you might think all you can do is vote, but actually there's a lot more you can do. And even if you've only got an hour, whether it's putting posters up or distributing leaflets, and I'm not here on any side, I'm just saying that's what is possible. There's a lot more possible to do to help and to feel like you have made your contribution to the election. And this is not the place, which is why I've been very careful, and probably even in the other one will not talk about the arguments, or even really which side I'm on. I don't even know if I'm going to talk about that, because I'm not there to have fights with anyone. But I just want to show, you know what, this is what I'm doing, this is what it's like. Was it good? Was it bad? Did I enjoy it? Did I not? you know, and so there will be something else going up, obviously for a temporary amount of time, because the election will be over before we know it. And so you can search for that if you have a particular interest in that. It will have nothing about knitting, and therefore hopefully this one, besides saying it's election day or something like that, will probably have nothing about politics. So that's the news on that front, that there will be another podcast coming up. I'm not sure if this is good enough. So FOs, I'm learning the lingo. Finished objects. You know what? I have been shamelessly inspired and impressed to wear some finished objects. Wow, how's that for an idea? I got that suggestion not only from a friend of mine the other day, but also from watching Katie Lavelli's podcast. She is podcasting every day in May, so kudos to you, Katie. Love seeing what you're doing. And she has, I think, challenged herself to wear something that she's made every day in May and put it up and say, look, this is what I made. I can't possibly even, haven't made anything like that number of things, but it did say to me, yeah, on anything you've made, you almost never wear what you've made. What's going on there? So I'm going to do a bit of a challenge to myself, and that is to wear not FOs, but what I'm going to call FFOs, which are forgotten finished objects, which means you finish the knitting, you never want to see it again, it goes into the back of somewhere and you forget that you got it. So I'm going to work on those, and to that end, this is where we're starting. So, without further ado, here we are. Here is my first in my stash of forgotten finished objects. It's actually quite a huge piece. And look, it comes down, whether it's a shawl or a poncho-y thingy, it's a thing. And it comes down, as you can see, in a V at the back. I've just put it together like this. I'm still playing with it, really. You can have it like that. I just stand back a bit. It's all over the place. But I think at the moment I'm just going to pop it over like this, so it's together here, back there. Really, it's a warm, cozy thing, but it's not super thick. I made it in something I got ready, well, now it isn't here, in Artisano's linen silk DK. It's linen, silk and wool, and it is lovely, and I love the colours in it, and also how it's turned out. This is the first and only time I'll just get closer so you can see some of the stitching, because there are so many different stitches in it. It's a great thing. I was very new to knitting when I started working on it, and it meant that I got to try a lot of different patterns and stitches. I love this one here. You might want to see some of them on the back. There is some symmetry down these two sides, and there's a great pillar stitch on the edge, if you can see that basket on the back. And it's the first time, is it the only time, that I've made something which is exactly like in the pattern and in the yarn. I thought that I just loved it, and I wanted to make it in the same thing. So back on the sofa here, just showing you a little bit closer up this different stitches. If you were wanting to make something and try out a lot of different stitches, which I did as quite a new knitter, this is definitely a great one to try. It's got pillar stitch, basket rib, ridged chevron stitch, it's got basket weave, it's got triangles, it's got squares, it's got moss, it's got cable, It's got stocking, and even halfway along a row you'll be changing into something else. Really brought home to me how it's not just the yarn that you use that's important, but the variety of the stitches that make something just look so different, and the huge varieties in this, up and down and here and there and halfway across the stitch, and the borders made it enjoyable to do. It did take a long time. It did take 15 skeins of this beautiful variegated yarn, and I've loved variegated yarns, but a lot of the time I don't necessarily like them as much once I've knitted them up, which is why half of them sit in the stash, because I want to leave them there. Whereas this I've been thrilled at. Whatever happened to Artisano? Let's have a little chat about that for a minute, shall we? I don't know what happened, because I've done other things with Artisano I'll have to dig out and actually use, but they seem to be a really good quality yarn. Really easy to use, enjoyed working with all the different ones I did try. Definitely good price for the quality, good service from the company, until they went bust. And I've still got an order with them. It's a year old or more now, and I'm a bit peeved because I've lost money with them as well. However, I know that I probably got really good value all the way along with them. So does anybody know what's going on with them? I mean, I know they're not trading anymore, but is anyone going to take them over? Is anyone going to do anything with the stock? Other people who were them going to do something else under another name, in which case we're interested to buy from them, that way. So if you're missing Artisano, or if you want to tell me that you found something else that's better, that's similar, or you know what happened, that'd be good. So unfortunately, or if you've got some Artisano that you don't want to use anymore, I'd be quite interested. I loved using this. And I'll show you some other stuff too. So if you did want to do this pattern, I need to tell you, it is Ravelry Artisano. It's on Ravelry as Artisano, the Colton pattern. This was done in this colour, which, like I say, I've never done in anything in the same colour. It's in lichen, they called it, which you probably wouldn't be able to get unless you found somebody else had some left over. But I think it would be great on a lot of different DKs, especially if you want a variety of stitches and you have this huge wrappy thing, but it comes round the back and down, and therefore I think you're less likely to drop it, for it to sort of roll around and you have to tie it or anything. So it's sort of in between a shawl and a poncho. I didn't wear it, I think, because it's a departure, these kinds of colours, and I didn't know what to do to put it over what I had. I had navy, I had white, I had black, and it just looked like a green thing with nothing else green going on. So I've decided that's what I have to do if I want to actually wear any of my FFOs, is to go and buy clothes to go with them. Shucks. So I've gone and got this sludgy looking top, which is another departure for me, to go underneath. And it's not a complete match, nor did I want it to be, but I think part of the sludgy green is in there. So now I feel like I've got the beginnings of an outfit. What to do with it, I don't know. I feel like I'm not going to go down Islington High Street in it. I feel like I should be going for a long walk, maybe because of all the leafy greeny colours. When I go for a walk here, I go down the canal in Islington towards East London. Yeah, I don't feel like I match with that. Oh, there's the name. So maybe I need to go away to the country and see what happens. Okay, back here. Mainly because the builders started making a big noise where I was, and the light was not so good, and they were so close to me that they could see me sitting by the window trying to video, so it was all quite distracting. Not that I think they were going to steal any of my knitting ideas or find it interesting. It was just that I was kind of looking to see what they were trying to do in the neighbours, and I didn't want that distraction. So unfortunately, and also because the light's moving and changing, we're back in front of the same picture that we were before. Sorry about that. However, we've got a bit more light on the green thing. I've moved it around a bit. Could have it over here like this. And I don't usually wear glasses, but I thought, so that I don't look totally sludgy and green, let's try it with a burnt orange lipstick and glasses. So do let me know what you think of this. The other FO, not FFO, is, because I've only just got this off the needle, so I'm delighted, is this, which looks quite strange in front of this sludgy one. It looks practically blue, but it isn't. It is green. And there's beautiful greens in there. There's emerald, there's jade. It's a very, very pale green that pops in now and again, and a very, very bright jewel colour. And this is Fibre Space Vivacious DK. 100% merino wool. Love it. I want to talk about a yarn shop as well, because I have enough stash to keep me going. Maybe even till I die. I don't know. And I think maybe some of you are the same. However, maybe a slight exaggeration, but I should get on with doing that, and I am making things from my stash. So partly the deal I have with myself is you do not go into other shops, yarn shops, and look for stuff when you already have plenty of stuff that you really fell in love with when you got it. But somehow once it's in the stash, I like it there. And I was away visiting a friend who was moving into her first home. I mean, her first owned home. I don't know what to call that. Homeowner. Hello, Laura. Well done. She's moved into Stroud, and she lived in Stroud anyway, but now she has a lovely house that was brand new. So we went to look around for all the things she needed, because she's been renting. So some things she had, some things she didn't have. And I was dying to get to this new house and spend the weekend with her. And then she needed to get some things, and I wanted to help her get things. But she wanted to get something to hang clothes, like from Argos. And we went into the town centre, and then she wanted to go to Argos. And she didn't want to actually get the thing at that moment because of carrying it and this and that. So she just wanted to see them. But she'd already seen them online, so I wasn't sure what you're going to get, because you don't actually see anything in Argos until you bought it. So it seemed to me the same thing, isn't it? You just look on a screen and there it is. And we'd already done that. Anyway, I should have been supportive and done that. But between you and me, I want to go to Argos without her, because I'd already decided that I thought that the best new home present for her, given that it was a brand new house and she had a lot of things, was something she wouldn't have thought of wanting, and that was the NutriBullet. And I knew she wanted to put more vegetables and fruit in her diet, and I had something similar. I've got the Vitamix actually, and they're really, really good. So I wanted to surprise her, and I wasn't going to carry that all the way down from London on the train, because NutriBullet can be quite heavy and cumbersome. So I'd already worked out that I had to somehow get to Argos, would be the place in Stroud that would sell one that I could just walk out the door with, present it to her. But I didn't want to do it in the shop while she was there. It would be the same, like just queuing up for it. So I said to her, I want to go to the yarn store. Can you go to the Argos, and we'll see you later? And then I'd have to figure out another way to get to Argos. At least I go, oh, I've just suddenly realised I do want to go to Argos, but she'd already been. Then I could go by myself and get the nutrition. So all this explains how I went to visit a friend, supposedly helping her, and she went off to Argos, and I selfishly ended up in Blue Stocking, which is the beautiful yarn store in the centre of Stroud. Hello, Blue Stocking. And I just wanted to spend some time there, and I wanted to talk about something I was knitting and just to chill while she spent 20 minutes in and out of Argos. But of course you can't, because there's so many lovely yarns around. And then you say, what am I doing here? I don't need to buy any yarn. I'm actually wondering if a yarn store should just charge for us to go in, because half of us just want to go in, chill, chat, look at everything, and then remind ourselves we don't need anything and go. Because otherwise you make, what are they, guilt purchases or something. And then you get it back and it goes in the stash, and you think, why did I do that? So the deal I've got with myself right now is you are not going to buy any more projects, because you've got a lot of things that you haven't done yet, and a lot of things you don't even know what to do with it yet. So anything else is just going to make your choices when you get back home harder. Which I said to her, and I admired the fibre space, because it's a lovely, lovely yarn. And beautiful colours. And just really subtle variegations, and soft but strong. I thought, oh, this is so nice. And I thought, I have one skein. It's £17 a skein. You're not buying 10 skeins. You've got nowhere to put them anyway. Get one. And I still said, what am I going to do? Then I'll come back and stick it in the stash. So she was very enterprising, the owner, and said, one skein, no problem. Make this little kerchief. Oh yeah, there's a bit that I haven't sewn up. Make this kerchief, and there's a pattern on Ravelry for it, The Age of Brass and Steam. It's a free pattern. I pushed her a bit further and said, if you print it out, I could take it. It's on, oh, and she made sure it was on the same size of needles as what I was already working on. So I had my needles with me. I had a 3-hour train journey ahead of me, and to have a treat, why not just have one skein, get one pattern? She printed it out for me, and there was the decision made. I walked away £17 later, having had a nice time in the yarn shop, having not had to go to Argos and look at clothes dryer things, and I had my pattern, I had my needles, I had something to do on the train that was new, because I was coming towards the end of what I had taken with me. And actually a few days later I'd got my thing. I will try, well, no, I'm not going to put it on, because it doesn't really go at all with this, and that's what we're wearing for now. So I'll probably put that on next time. But I'm just showing you, I'm delighted with that. And I think that's a really good idea of a yarn store. Most yarn stores know, unless you're going in for something specific, people are going in to wander and try and stop themselves from buying. She made a sale because she made it easy for me. My eyes were drawn to some beautiful yarn. She said, just get one. She said, this is what you can do with one. Here it is. Take it away with you now. Off you go. Job done. So thank you very much. I've actually made it, finished it, on to the next thing, and really enjoyed that treat. So that was a lovely time in Stroud at Bluestocking. So what else has happened? We had knit night, and we had a new visitor called Marnie. Hello, Marnie. What was really impressive about Marnie and meetup.com, which is a fabulous thing, really. I don't know what we did before meetup.com. Maybe we all went to evening classes. I can't remember. Anyway, my meetup.com, which is called North London Knit and Nosh, is open to everyone. However, we can only get a maximum really of 10, 12 at a squeeze around my table, because it's called Knit and Nosh. So a large important part of it is the eating and talking together. And a lot of things come out, friendships get made, people talk when they're not holding yarn, but people also like to talk when they are holding yarn. Then maybe we get into more detail when we knit. So we knit, I cook, when the food is ready we all eat together on the table, and I get bossy and make everybody get off from their knitting and put it down and concentrate on some face-to-face human interaction. And we do that, and then once we've cleared it all away or whatever, then we go back and do another couple of hours of knitting. And I love my knit group. and I'm grateful for every person who's come, for however many times they've wanted to come. I know not everybody wants to come to something like that all the time, and we have a lot of knitting groups in London. We have a great choice, and I love going to other ones as well, and I love enjoying seeing what other people are knitting, and people that are ahead of me, or maybe I could help somebody who hasn't done maybe something that I've done. I just love them. But this is the first time, we only started really in January, and this is the first time, I always get excited when someone new has ticked on meetup.com that they're going to come. Most of the time we have a new person, it doesn't always mean that the new person will come on the night. They might have thought they were going to come when they ticked it a few days ago. So, yeah, you think, oh, who's this? And I wonder if they're going to come. So Marnie ticked, and I don't know when, if ever, we'll see her again. But we really enjoyed her being here because she came from Scotland, and she was in London for 5 nights. Staying with her cousin in Chelsea. So she had a little journey to come over to Islington, and all the other nights, I think bar one, she was going to the theatre, which is exactly what I would do if I was coming to London. I didn't live here. I would go and see this. And she'd gone and got all of her tickets, and that was her holiday. And I think she had one night she was going to see some friends. And one night she came to our knit night, and I thought, isn't that amazing, remarkable that someone comes on a holiday time and takes the effort to join something and come and join us for one occasion. And we had a low number that night. I think there were only 5 because it was school holiday or whatever else it was. So we didn't have as many as we normally have. And we really enjoyed getting to know her, and I think it's something a bit brave to do. I've done it myself. When I go to Miami, I go on meetup.com and I see if there's something I want to learn about, or history, Miami, tours. I haven't done knitting there actually because I haven't. But I've done other special interest groups when I've wanted to go away, usually because I go to Miami for a couple of months at a time, and I pack up everything here and go there, and it's great. And I get into something new, and I love to mix with the local people. But to do that for a few days, to come and connect with us when she's not going to be here next week to come, but just to enjoy it for that night, was something I thought brave. I gained a lot from meeting her, and I hope she enjoyed her time with us. So if you're in London, doesn't have to be North London, but that's where we are. We're pretty central actually, we're N1. If you're in town one day and you want to join us on a Monday when our knit group is on, just look up meetup.com, and we're the North London Knit and Knot, and we'd love to meet you, even if you're only coming one time.